Recording in progress. Okay, welcome so much to the last workshop in the Workplace ESOL Capacity Building Workshop Series for instructors and curriculum designers, Integrating Technology and Digital Literacy, Part 2. And I forgot to change the date. So it's actually June 3rd today, right? As you know, these classes are presented by English for New Bostonians and they're funded by the Commonwealth Corporation. So today we're going to be going over the following items. We'll start with introductions. We'll review the workshop objectives. We're going to talk about digital resources for ESOL instructors and students. Then we're going to be looking at the Massachusetts English Language Proficiency Standards for Adult Education. Then we're going to spend the rest of the workshop talking about activities for teaching and learning digital literacy, and we're going to practice sketching out an activity or lesson plan that incorporates one of these Massachusetts ELP standards from Strand 5, which is digital literacy. I think they call it multimedia. Okay, so for introductions, please start with your name, your role, which organization or organizations you work with, and please suggest a useful software. Software is also called apps nowadays. A software or an app that you think is useful for ESOL classes or students or teachers. This can include something as basic as WeChat, because that's a software that you use to communicate with your students. So anything you use in your
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, sorry, WeChat is the Chinese one. It can include WeChat or WhatsApp. So yeah, anything you would like to recommend that we share with educators or instructors. And I'll go ahead and type your suggestions while you're talking. Okay, who would like to go first? Oh, I guess I should go first. I'm sorry. My name is Sarah Barber, and I'm the Workplace ESOL Coordinator at English for New Bostonians. And for me, a suggestion of an app that I think is really useful for my students, or a software that I think is useful for my students, is I think that the LibreOffice suite is really good, because this is a free Microsoft style suite. They don't have to pay for it, so if they have a computer, they can access high quality word processing, PowerPoint, everything without having to pay for it. Okay, who'd like to go next?
I'll go. My name is Sue Crosby. I work for Framingham Adult ESL. I do 2 workplace jobs in a restaurant and a factory. I also teach out of my Spanish-speaking church and do some translating and advocating. A software that I think is helpful, well, obviously Zoom, because here we are. And what I'm going to say next, I don't have a name for, and I'm sorry about that, but I was just talking with Kevin O'Connor, our director, and he was telling me, because Zoom, the free unlimited Zoom for teachers ends at the end of this school year, which is so sad. And I was talking with him about what he's going to do, or what we're going to do going forward. And he said there's a new software out there. I forget the name of it, but he said it operates like Zoom, but instead of needing to do breakout rooms, you have actual corners right in the screen. So you can take the picture of the student and drag it off to the side to have a private conference with them. Or the way he was describing it was really exciting. So he's going back and forth considering between whether we'll do that or continue with a paid Zoom. And I'm kind of excited to try this new thing.
Great. I'm gonna find out what that is, and also please ask Kevin, um, and we can add it to our website so that people will know what it is, because that sounds exciting too.
Okay.
Thank you. Who'd like to go next?
Hi there, I'm Taryn. I work with Sue at Framingham Adult ESL and teach at the factory as well with her. And I also teach to a group of house cleaners for a company in Framingham. And I would recommend, I recommended it to my students this week. It's an app, or you can use it on your computer on a web browser called Lyrics Training. So if students are music fans, they can go in and practice any of their favorite songs with the YouTube video, and the lyrics will run under the video. And the students have an option to choose from 4 different levels, from beginner to expert. And beginner will have a blank space for like a word once in a while. And expert, you have to type all of the lyrics for the song as you listen to them. So song lyrics are challenging, I think, even for native speakers. So the students who have done it do find it challenging, but if it's something they love doing, I think they get so much more out of it. So
That's such a great idea because it sounds like it's really fun too.
Yeah, I agree with you, Taryn. The number of students that have told me that they improve their English by listening to music is incredible, because I can't do it. Like I listen to songs and what are they saying? Like,
yeah, I think there's like websites of even how native speakers will mess up the lyrics that they're listening to because it's so hard to understand sometimes. But I think there's something to it with having to be able to see the lyrics as you're listening. And I think it, like I said, it's really the kind of heart connection to it. If it's something they really love, they're just gonna, dive into it. So.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Who would like to go next?
Well, I'll go next since I'm finally back. I printed out your things, but I'm not always very fast at it. But someone had mentioned something that you can do vocabulary and it speaks it and it puts the word up there. And I was organizing my notes, but I don't remember what website that is.
That might have been what Franklin was talking about. Maybe, like from a couple weeks ago.
Yes. Yes, because
World language.
It's what?
Was it world? What did you call the one that you said was great for vocabulary?
word reference.
Word reference?
Yes.
Okay. All right, because I have a student who's having a very hard time with the class stopping because he wanted to learn more. Of course, he didn't start at the beginning of the year either. So.
Also, Google Translator is good for that, because if they type the word into Google Translate, there's a little audio and they can press it and it'll tell them how to pronounce it.
Yeah,
So
that was gonna be my contribution. That I use that a lot now.
Sorry, Franklin.
No, that's okay. It allows you to copy and paste text. So, like when I'm not sure about the pronunciation of a word or in a sentence, I just copy and paste and then click that button and Google read it to me, which is great.
Okay. All right. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know you could just copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. especially if you're using it on your computer. There's a Google Translate website, and that's where you can do a lot of typing, copying, and pasting.
Okay.
Because you're probably very familiar with the one on the phone.
No,
But I'll
no,
make sure.
I'm always on the computer.
Oh, yeah. I'll make sure to add a link to this when I put this PDF set up on the website. I'll have links to everything people are mentioning. Sue,
I also tried Rachel's English. I didn't use it in class, but she has a pretty good program.
Is that a YouTube channel or is it a website?
I think I got on it on the computer as a website.
I think so. I think I've seen that one before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Because they sometimes act them out, they explain them, and she sometimes gives phonics rules, and so anyway, I think it's Rachel's English.
Perfect. And Sue, I think you had a question?
No, I just texted with Kevin and it's in space. The name of it, just put it in the chat. It's in space.
In space?
So there's two of them. Taryn mentioned one called Hubs, and then the one you were mentioning, I see in your chat, so I'll copy paste that too. Thank you,
Sue's
Kevin.
Looks like it's, and Sue's looks more education focused, and Hubs looks more social, fun.
All right, this is fantastic. We're getting so many resources. Great. Who would like to go next, Mike or Stacy?
I'll go, but I don't have anything to recommend. Everybody takes just Google Translate seems to be very popular, so a lot of our folks use it, and especially the audio version.
Yeah, Google Translate's amazing. I don't know what.
That seems the most popular one, and it does work well. And it's simple. It's one thing about I think about all these great ideas that have come up is that you want to make sure that it's what students are actually going to use, and since everybody has a phone, they tend to use that one the most. Some of them use it for all kinds of fun stuff. Some of them they use it when they want to translate text. They'll take some of these are very sophisticated. They'll take a picture of they'll hold their phone over the text, and then it'll translate it for them. That's pretty cool, actually. I learned that from a student. I never knew they could. I don't have that kind of phone, actually, so I don't know this kind of stuff. But
to be honest, one of the first lessons I teach, the very first day, we learn how to use Zoom, and we learn how to use our Google Translate app to scan and translate entire documents.
Well, it works pretty well.
Because it's such a great skill for them to have.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, Mike. I think that's really important and a lot of times the students are like, wow, I can't believe that it does this. They're so excited to learn it. So if you don't know how, ask one of your students. One of them's going to know how.
That's true. Yeah. Well, they all seem to know it. I mean, it's one of those things that it's like how do people learn anything? It's just that they seem to know it. Reminds me when we were kids and we would have these games you would play, and how did they learn that? Who taught them these games? They seem to know it. Anyway, just know that I'm Mike Oliver. I'm the director of St. Mark Community Education Program. We do not do any workplace stuff, though we would like to. But we had some place out in Dorchester that we thought were interested, but we're not sure yet. But other than that, but it's always good to learn what's going on, even if we don't, all this technology stuff is applicable even to regular life. So it's very useful for me to be here. All right, I'm done.
Great. I'm glad you could make it this week. Yeah. And Stacy, tell us a little about yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy. I am the ESOL Basic instructor at Community Action Inc., based in Haverhill, Massachusetts. I forgot now what I'm supposed to say about myself.
Actually,
That's
that
about
was
it.
it. And now you get to
That
share,
was it.
now you get to
Okay.
share all of your fabulous resources with us.
Well, that's the hard thing about going last. I've gotten an incredible amount of resources. The only thing that I use that for myself is the ISL collective. What I've learned so far and what I started doing after the last class that we had, I had my students bring their computers in and I started digital literacy with them. I think next year I'm going to start it much sooner and incorporate it into the classroom, because the Nat Geo program that we're using does come with a code that you're supposed to use in, and students can access lessons that kind of align with the what we're studying in class as we go along in the book. And that just kind of fell off of the plate. And what I'm going to do this summer is I'm going to be boosting my digital literacy skills myself, so I can use all of these resources. The only thing I was able to do at the end of the year was be able to use the Google Classroom and incorporate Kahoots into it for my basic students. So they're able to review their colors, their numbers, their vegetables, their fruits, and things like that. So, just as a beginning teacher, I just don't honestly have enough experience yet, but I'm learning so much.
You actually mentioned a lot of fantastic resources that I'm glad you mentioned, especially the online companions to in-class textbooks. These days, almost all of the textbooks we're getting have some kind of online companion resource. And it may just be a little bit, but whatever it is, it's so useful to try and use that resource as well. So I'm so glad you mentioned that. And I've heard a lot of great things from Kahoots. I've never used it, but I know a lot of instructors who've used it. Gosh, there's so much out there. It's one of those things I haven't tried, but I should try it since you're using it. So anyhow, anyone else want to add anything before we move on?
Oh, I don't think I don't think I introduced where I work. I work in the same school as Stacy. But I'm hoping to take, I know that Google has classes that help you to learn how to use it more, and I'm hoping to do some of that.
We have to work on our own digital literacy before we teach it.
Well, they have that whole set as well of the sort of online self-paced learning. And to be honest, I went through and did a lot of that myself before I started remote teaching. Like when we had to switch over, I spent like a week just going through all the online self-paced training.
Yeah.
It just really helped me. So I think that's a great idea to get some training, whether it's a class or online self-paced.
ReadWorks that goes into Google Classroom. I've taken one or two of their class. One, I guess. And then they give you can print out a certificate when you're done. So I thought that was fun. You not only learn something yourself, you can show your boss.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. The online Google courses also let you do that at the end too. You can get different levels. So we have so much here. I'm only going to show you one more slide's worth of resources because there's so much out there. But if you think of anything you want me to add to the website, I'm going to keep, for the next couple weeks, I'll keep adding to it. So if there's anything you want me to add, just let me know. So from current slide, and let's change this. Okay, so here I'm going to make sure I'll add all the links to these ideas you have so that when you see the PDFs at the, like next week when this is converted to PDF, you'll be able to actually go in and link to stuff.
Oh, good.
And so these are the objectives today. We're going to explore tools and resources for English language learners. We've already started that. Then we're going to discuss the Massachusetts ELP proficiency standards, Strand 5, which is their multimedia digital literacy standard. We'll talk about ESOL class activities, and we're going to engage with fellow educators to share our ideas about teaching and integrating digital literacy. So is there anything else you want to make sure we cover today in this workshop? All right, so moving on, this is just a little sample of things that I think are very useful. I remember mentioning before the McGraw-Hill Language Lab. There's a mobile app that they can download, and what it is when they download it in their like Google Play or App Store, this is the website, but the phone is a lot better because they can use the microphone feature. They go to English. This is the companion website for all these books. And you can access them free, you don't need any code. So there's some really good exercises in here. But what I usually use it for is perfecting your English pronunciation. And this includes videos that show them how to pronounce, like how to use their mouth, their tongue, their teeth to pronounce all the sounds. It also includes audio practice, so they can, like, here's TH. They can listen and repeat comparisons of words. And if they use it on their phone or a microphone compatible computer, they can actually record themselves and then listen and see how they're doing. It's not like Elsa Speaks. It doesn't give them feedback, but it's still something that's nice because it's free. And the students who I know students who use it feel that it's very useful, and I've used it for like business English students or like Chinese students who really want to improve their pronunciation have found this to be useful as well. So that's one. This is another one that I think, did I share this with you, Taryn? Typing Club? Yeah, Typing
You
Club.
did, and it's excellent. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
It's really easy to make an account and then log in and track your progress. For like a beginner computer user, it's really easy to find those numbers, and even the scrolling bar on the side has been really useful. But it goes at a great pace, and they're just like bite-sized lessons, each one of them, and it's clean, clear, limited ads, and really, really quality.
Oops. Ah. Oh no.
We can see the video. There it is.
There. I'm sorry, it's not pausing.
Oh,
Let me get rid of that. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Taryn. I was going to try to show them the hand thing, and then it started speaking.
Oh, we couldn't hear it.
Oh, you couldn't?
No.
Oh, then let me go ahead and do that again, and you can keep talking about it. And then they can see how the hand works. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Let's see. And then my mistake got recorded forever because I don't know how to edit these videos. Yeah, go ahead, Taryn. I'm really sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I'm not sure that I have anything else to share, but it's just been really clear, and it kind of gives you advice as you move along. It rates you with stars from 1 to 5, and it gives students the option to repeat if they had a low number of stars, but they could continue if they prefer. And I found that the game doesn't work on the Chromebook. I'm not sure how to work that out, but we just skip over that. And the navigation's quite easy. So
Great. Thank you for telling us about
yeah,
that.
thank you for sharing it.
And let's see, a couple other great resources here. I mentioned LibreOffice. So if your student has a Chromebook, Google is great. Google Workspace is great, but you know, it's not very robust. They can't do a lot of professional. I just find that if they want to advance into more professional word processing, they're going to have a lot more options with like a true Microsoft word processing. There's a lot more features. Well, LibreOffice offers all those features as well, and it's free. And they just ask for a donation, but you don't have to, and it's totally free. And another great resource is Google Workspace. For collaboration, you just can't beat it. It's free, it's easy. It's like, kind of like Mike mentioned, Google is so good at making things easy. They make it easy to collaborate. They make all their products very straightforward. So that's fantastic. This is a resource I've created that I want to share with the entire adult education of Massachusetts. If students sign up for a Massachusetts library card, an e-card, they can access the Mango Languages app for free. This is an $8 a month app, but they get it for free with an e-card. Anyone in Massachusetts who lives or works there can do this. So I've created a video here which is in Spanish, and feel free to share this with your students, and they can get a free Mango app and learn English or whatever language. You guys can get it too and learn another language. And if anybody's interested in translating this to another language, French, Haitian, Chinese, whatever, contact me and I'll get you the original PowerPoint and we can keep building on the momentum. Okay. And one more resource for everybody is I've created a set of Zoom training videos. Right now I only have it for the app. I have to create these for Chromebooks, but there's a whole set of Zoom training videos here. And again, you are welcome to share these with your students. And these are in Spanish. And it just tells them how to do everything they need to know to be proficient at Zoom for classes. So that's just a random assortment of resources for you guys. Any questions at this point?
I have a question.
Sure.
I have something called Google Suite.
Oh yeah,
which
exactly.
I don't know how I received it, and I can't figure out why I have it. It charges me like $25 a month.
Really? Oh.
Yes, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know if I need it. Yeah.
Google Suite is Google Workplace. Google Workplace is the new name, and it's supposed to be free with your Gmail account. So I don't know why you're being charged. I would contact Google somehow.
Yeah, I tried that, but I didn't know if anybody else was experiencing the same thing.
No, you must have some app on there that's only available, or you might have a version that has way more storage, because when you pay, you're paying for more storage. So somehow they got you into a paid version with like way more storage than the free version.
Yeah, because I don't have that.
No, I mean, everyone has Google Workspace as attached to their Gmail, but it should be free unless you're paying on purpose for more storage.
What I'm saying is I don't have a charge for $25.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
it went from $12 last month to $25 this month.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, well, I went down the rabbit hole trying to contact Google. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I didn't know if anybody else was having the same problem.
No, but contact me later. We can look at your settings. I can try to help you, okay?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thanks for bringing up that question. And now we're going to move on to sort of the meat of the lessons. Oh, yeah, so I just showed you the video of how they can get their e-card and then Mango app. But another great thing about getting their e-card, once they have their e-card, they can access all these online resources for free. And they can use the Boston Public Library's website even if they don't live in Boston, because it's an e-card, so it's good for all of Massachusetts. They just can't like check out books with an e-card. So in addition to getting that e-card for Mango Languages, they get tons of resources, including Little Pim, which teaches children English. And just, it's a pretty amazing resource for our students. Okay, moving on. All right, so let's talk about the Massachusetts English Language Proficiency Standards. This link goes right to the Massachusetts English Language Proficiency Standards, which is 116 pages. Yay!
Oh, Lord.
So I have consolidated the Strand 5 to 2 pages for you all.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. These are based on the college and career readiness standards for adult education, which many of you might have heard for. These are kind of like the gold standard for adult education. And in reality, only DESE-funded classes are required to incorporate these standards. But I want you to tell me this. Why do you think it's useful for workplace ESOL educators to refer to the ABE ESOL standards? We don't have to. If we're COMM Core funded, it's not required. But why do you think it's useful?
It tells us what we're supposed to teach. Like I taught level 1 this year, but I wasn't sure what grammar. I had to look in Standout's grammar book to see what I was supposed to teach.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the books are based on CASA standards and other standards. Exactly. That's a great point. Anyone else have an idea to contribute? Yes, Stacy?
I think it would be very useful because most times you put a job application in now, it is online. And I just was going to work at Hannaford's over the summer, and I was trying to fill out the job application online. And it was very frustrating. I went down the rabbit hole with it, and finally I just went to the store, and I had to, and I'm college educated, I needed help filling out the application. So digital literacy is very important. My husband just applied at Lowe's, and I had to sit down next to him and go through a Google Assistant and online that took all kinds of information. And sometimes you have false websites. We ran into a lot of false websites that were headhunters, which use the word Lowe's in it. And they were actually, I said, watch out what kind of information you put in there, because then somebody's captured your information. So imagine for English speakers, some of these basic jobs are difficult, to apply for. You know, just it's not just like the old-fashioned way I did it, which was walk in, fill out an application, and then, you know, that type. I mean, I use resumes and things like that now, and Indeed. But when it came to like Hannaford's and Lowe's and Home Depot, my girlfriend just did Home Depot. And then the continuous training that they get. My husband has to spend a half an hour to an hour a day taking classes ongoing. And I did the same thing at Hannaford's. Like, it would say, okay, now you need to go do this. Okay, now you need to do this. Like, so that's, you know, this digital literacy is just extremely important now in the new world.
That's such a great point, and I want to piggyback on a point you made before about entering false information. It's really important as educators that we teach our students about phishing schemes and, you know, things like that, because they're not used to it. They don't have the exposure to be able to protect themselves online. A lot of them just enter their personal information without thinking about it. And so I'm just going to share my screen very quickly. And I'm just bringing up, this is the curriculum. I've showed you guys some examples of this curriculum before for restaurants. But, you know, if we look over at digital literacy for this curriculum, I do make sure to incorporate somewhere in there. There it is. I do make sure to incorporate a lesson in there. Like when I'm talking about benefits and pay stubs and things like that, I make sure that I'm going to incorporate a lesson on how to protect their personal online information. And I think it's important for all educators. You know, since you mentioned that, Stacy, that was a really great point. Okay, who else would like to mention why they think it's important for us to teach these these adult language standards, even though we're not really required to look at the standards for help?
So that students are prepared to move forward and go to higher education if that is what they choose to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's like the whole point of the career and college readiness standards and things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at an activity now. Would anyone like to add anything else before we move on? Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. I don't know why. I always tell people in my class, my students, when I'm sharing my screen. It's just a habit.
I think it's helpful because once in a while my students say, we can't see anything.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is our little activity that we're going to do for 15 minutes. I have created a document and I don't know who has it. Let me pull up that document real quick. Okay, so I've created this document here, which is a summary of Strand 5 standards.
Okay.
And so this is the most summarized I could make it. I condensed it as much as possible. And it talks about how to use the digital literacy standards, which they call diverse media, for reading and writing and listening and speaking. So who was able to open this from the email I sent? Anyone not have this? Mike and Stacy, do you guys have this?
Yeah, I have it, yeah.
Okay, great. Franklin?
I have it.
Okay,
Yes, I have.
great. So I'm going to put you in groups and I'm going to give you 15 minutes so you have about 5 minutes to skim through. And then I want you to talk about the following points. Which digital literacy standards are you already covering in your classes? Because you'll be amazed at how many you're already integrating. How do you teach them? What are some strategies that you use to teach them? Which standards do you need to integrate more in your future classes? And what are some strategies that you could use to teach them? So feel free to take a screenshot or a photo of this page before we go into breakout groups.
Some people have to break up on them, then I gotta go.
Is everyone ready?
Got it.
Okay, so let's go into breakout rooms, about 15 minutes. So I'm giving you guys about 5 minutes to look over, and you don't have to start talking right away. You know, just take some time to look over this document. Okay.
Okay, here we are.
Everybody, welcome back. Let's spend a few minutes sharing some answers to what you guys were talking about. And then after this, we'll take our 10-minute break. So let's spend a few minutes talking about this. Who would like to talk about the literacy standards they're already covering in their class?
I'll go first.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I was with Franklin. The way I'm covering, and you have to understand, I'm a first year student at this. The one thing that I did discover was that students were using their phones in class. And so smartphones, everybody has a smartphone in my class. And so I noticed they were using them, and they kind of educated me in the use of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I educated some of the other students in how to use them, because it's such basic English. It's like 0 to English speakers. So I help my students use the Google apps, such as Google Translate. Then I sit next to them because I have ongoing enrollment, and just show them how to use the basic app for Google Translate, because they get frustrated when they don't understand something.
Yeah.
And you know, and I speak a fairly decent amount of Spanish, but I have 2 students that speak Arabic. And so the leap there, they've got good family support. The leap there is kind of hard, but this is something they can take with them anywhere they go, so they can translate things. I'll sit next to them, or pair stronger students with less digitally advanced students. And what I need to do is integrate more use of the Chromebook, assess their literacy skills, and incorporate them into, say, 20 minutes. I teach 3 hours on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 3 hours each day. And there's no reason I can't squish in half an hour to 20 minutes of digital literacy.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. Who else would like to share what they've discussed?
I'll share.
Okay.
WhatsApp is our lifeline across all my classes, wherever I teach. The students are great about letting me know if they will be late for class or not there and why, which I noticed was one of the benchmarks on the form. And I have them send pictures for various things. Like right now, we're working on family at Ox. And I asked them to send me a picture of their family. And they're like, oh no, my family's all in Guatemala. And I said, that's okay. We have the phone, just send me a picture. So it's getting them to be able to do that. And you can measure a lot of literacy in that way. I've sent out things like, good morning, students. What are you doing today? Tell me one thing. And some of them are able to give me a good, simple sentence. And some of them, the spelling is atrocious, even in Spanish. And they just aren't able to put it together. So you can do assessments that way. And I think besides Zoom, which we were all forced onto, so all the students had to learn that WhatsApp was my biggest touch point that I use in many different ways. Oh, also the voice recording. I have them for pronunciation. I'll send out something I want them to read, and then they can read it to me. I send it typed, and they read it to me on the microphone, and you can do assessments and help with pronunciation in that way.
Great ideas. I like how you're using like WhatsApp for so many other things. And who else would like to share? Well, think about what standards do you think you need to integrate more? Stacy mentioned that she wants to integrate more, especially getting them used to using computers. I think a lot about how I need to integrate more of the, like as they're getting to be more intermediate and advanced students, I think a lot about how I need to integrate more this ability to search effectively and find what they're looking for, like really learn how to do keyword searches properly. That's something I want to work with them on and that I don't think I've done enough of. So what do you think you would like to integrate more in your future classes? Mm-hmm. All right.
I'd like to integrate more analyzing and evaluating digital resources, and especially with my higher level students. And Beverly mentioned to me that she's using or has tried to use the applied digital skills with Google. And I opened that up, and I have not explored this before. And it seems like there could be a couple topics in there that I could send my students to or draw from to create some lesson plans. So I'm looking forward to exploring that more.
And they have a lesson on what was the title of the one you said? No, you remember?
There's one called Avoid Online Scams.
Right. Right. And
technology ethics and security.
I did the Avoid Online Scams with my students.
Taryn, since you're looking at it, can you put the link into the chat and I'll pop it into the PDF as well? So how did it go, Beverly, when you did the Avoid Online Scams with your class?
Well, last year I taught high set, and these were high set level 1, and they found it extremely interesting. Some students knew about it. That and the others learn things along, and they do talk about fishing in there, you know, and if there's something misspelled on the line at the top, you know, you don't want to talk to them, you know, things that people have been saying along, you know.
Yep, great. I added that to the PowerPoint. So when you guys get the slides, you'll have that link because I'm going to use it too. That's so great.
I think it was only a 45-minute lesson because some of them are much longer, but if you're looking for a project, they have lots of interesting things for projects.
Great. Thank you so much for that resource. All right. So does anybody have anything else they'd like to offer, or shall we take a break? All right, then let's go ahead and take 10-minute break, and then, you know, maybe 8-minute break. And then let's start at 11 with our workshop activity. Okay?
All
Great.
right.
So we have one more activity today. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And this is, you know, like the culmination of what we're learning. Here is our breakout session activity. Now, unfortunately, I'll have to drop it down to 25 minutes. Well, no, 25 minutes. But here's our activity. I'll put you in breakout rooms, and the objective is to sketch a workplace ESOL lesson plan or just a class activity that's going to integrate or teach one of these digital literacy standards that we looked at. So you guys have already talked a lot about it. For example, Sue mentioned that she uses WhatsApp and has students read things or practice pronunciation. Well, right there, we've got a class activity that integrates a digital literacy standard. So the directions are: choose a workplace ESOL, lesson topic and objective. Please briefly describe what is your lesson topic and objective, and which of these Massachusetts ELP strands, which of these Massachusetts ELP technology standards is being taught or integrated into the lesson. You just have to choose one and just briefly outline the steps of the activity. Okay, Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Stay well.
Okay, you too. Okay, so we're going to make it 25 minutes, but really it can be very brief. Just think about an activity that you could create just to keep you thinking about new ways to teach a standard of digital literacy. Does anybody have any questions right now? Okay, go ahead, take a screenshot or a photo.
Sarah, can you give us an example, like using one of the strands?
Sure. Let me go back to the standards. Okay, standard. Listening and speaking. Use media to extend practice of oral English.
Okay.
So you could, for example, record one of the conversations that they're practicing and have them practice it at home, and then have them come back to class and practice some more. Let's see. Another standard, find and use information from audio-visual. You could teach them how to go on YouTube, and they could find a video, like if they're a restaurant English, they could find a video that teaches how to use a knife properly, or how to handle food safely, or maybe a video that talks about vocabulary.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and break you into breakout groups, and we'll do this for about 20, 25 minutes max.
20 minutes.
Well, brief. Keep it brief, okay? You don't have to create a detailed lesson plan. If you want to, you can just talk about an activity. Briefly outline the steps of the activity. Hi, welcome back. All right, so let's hear about your activities that you planned. Who'd like to go first?
I know we are running out of time, so I'm gonna quickly say what we were working on besides making sure we convince Stacy to explore WhatsApp for her class. We work in the lesson will be about family structure, and the objective of the lesson will be so students will learn the names of the family members, and the grammar is to use the verb to have, so they can say I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers and things like that. And the use of technology, because it's a very basic class, would be to use their cell phones to share pictures of their family members with the teacher and the rest of the class, so they can use these pictures for when they are doing their presentation and they are practicing this. I have 2 brothers, this is my brother, these kind of things.
Great, thank you. All right, Beverly and Taryn, would you like to share yours?
Well, we did one with the lower level, and we took pictures from a picture dictionary, and we cut up a photocopy, and they had to match the words from the page, you know. So and I usually work online, and they'd have to be able to draw a line to do the matching, you know, with the internet. And then, Taryn, about the car parts.
So we talked about using multiple digital resources, and it could be adapted for different levels, but from the vocabulary lesson, assigning students to take a picture of their own car, send it to the WhatsApp group of specific parts that they wanted to practice, and with a line of text, or it could be a voice message, or I guess it could even be a little video. And then also for multiple resources would be going to the website of the car, or finding different parts of the car online and sharing that in the group as well. So finding the pictures. And then we were like, well, it could be adapted to anything. You could do that for kitchen things. You could do that for, and it sounds similar to what you guys did with the family. So.
Yeah.
Great, thank you for these suggestions. I know that it's going to be super useful for all of us. And now I'm just going to briefly finish up this workshop.
Okay.
Okay, so like I always, oh, I don't think you can see this. 1 minute. I don't think I'm sharing.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm sharing. So as usual, as you know, this is sponsored by Commonwealth Corporation, and As part of the training, we are here for individual technical assistance. So please feel free to reach out to either Sarah Barber or Franklin Peralta, and we really would enjoy talking to you about any other topics or further discussions about what we've covered in these workshops. Last of all, what's next? This was the last workshop in our series. Thank you so much for participating in these workshops. And all the materials, recording the video, everything will be on the workshop website. And I will have it fully updated with all the resources and the suggestions from participants by mid-June of 2022. Next week, you're going to receive a general survey about the workshop series, and please fill it out, provide us with some feedback so that we can improve our future workshops. This survey is going to be a little bit longer than the basic one you've gotten before, and it's going to talk about what you would like us to offer in the future. So please keep an eye out for that. And thank you so much for participating in this workshop.
Yeah.
I can't really express how much I enjoyed teaching this and learning from all of you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. I just quickly want to say that I also will be following up with your director. I mean, I know there's some transition in some of the programs, but we don't want, some of you are already teaching on workplace ESOL. We want you to do more of that, because I can tell you that it is the workplace, the real scenario where immigrants can integrate to their new society. And if we can teach English to them there, it's a huge success. And for the programs where you are not doing it yet, if you, with all this training, you are ready to go, and you know how it is. You get better as you do it. So we'll be following up with all the programs, making sure that helping them to create opportunities to do this with local companies.
All right, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Frank.
you so much for offering this. This has been wonderful. I've picked up all kinds of tips and tidbits and positive feedback, and I've just appreciated it so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
I'm gonna miss you on Friday
so
mornings.
much.
It was great.
I know. Well, I hope we'll be able to do this again, because I've thoroughly enjoyed it too.
Yeah, this has been a whole new experience as a beginning teacher, and the resources and everything I've gotten, it's just been invaluable. So I hope to work in the workplace, sometime.
Yeah.
I've had 3 students who have gone on just with the English classes to get better jobs, and they're not working at night, they're working during the day, they're making more money. You know what I mean? So I would love to get into and you heard about my experiences just on as an native English speaker trying to apply at Hannaford's, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? So, and there's a lot of challenges with that. And Bev, I'll see you Monday. And Franklin, thank you. Karen, Sue, you are like a Wonder Woman, 11 kids, and you teach and everything else. You are like a superhero.
No, but thank you. It's wonderful meeting everybody.
Okay, thank you. Everyone have a great few weeks of teaching before summer.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.